What a trailer. 20 years later, just dropped a new trailer, and if you're like me, you are absolutely buzzing right now. Danny Boyle, back. Cillian Murphy, back. And that eerie slow burn terror that defined the original, yeah, it looks like it's back too. Today we're diving deep, and I'm breaking down why the 28 Days Later universe still hits so hard. Revisiting the original that redefined the zombie genre, and talking about everything that the trailer is promising us. Welcome back to my channel. Today, the Rage Virus returns. Let's rewind to 2002. The world didn't know what it was in for when Danny Boyle decided to inject some real-world dread into the zombie genre. 28 Days Later wasn't just a horror movie. It was atmosphere. It was dread. It was quiet, and then chaotic. When I first watched this movie, I remember being hooked from that opening moment. Jim waking up in a hospital, walking out into a totally deserted London. No jump scares, no exposition dump, just pure silence and eerie tension. It wasn't just the zombies that scared me. It was the emptiness too.
Hello? Hello?
This slow burn, it gave you time to breathe. Just long enough for you to forget you were watching a horror movie. Till boom, the rage-infected slam onto the scene like wild animals. This wasn't your typical Romero-style slow zombie shambling. These were sprinting nightmares. It changed the game. Before 28 Days Later, zombies were slow and symbolic. After it, speed became fear. And the infection, it wasn't just a metaphor. It felt plausible. And that's terrifying.
There's no government.
Of course there's a government. There's always a government. They're in a bunker or a plane.
No, there's no government, no police, no army.
Let's talk tone. The cinematography, gritty and raw. That digital camera style gave everything this found footage realism. It looked ugly in the best way possible. The score by John Murphy, especially In the House in a Heartbeat, adds to the slow, creeping horror that explodes when things go wrong. But it wasn't just the horror. 28 Days Later worked because you cared. Jim wasn't a hero. He was just a guy trying to figure out what the hell happened. Selena, one of the best survivors in horror, period. Cold, practical, but still clinging to her humanity. Frank and Hannah, the moment of hope we all needed.
Dad?
The theme of the movie wasn't just survive the infected. It was what happens when society collapses. What happens to morality? What do we become when the world breaks down?
So I'm gonna go.
Quarantine.
Honestly, the real horror in the second half isn't even the infected. It's the soldiers. The rage virus is biological, but the stuff those men do, that's pure human darkness. It's what 28 Days Later was saying all along. The infection might not be the worst part. Okay, the 28 Days Later trailer just dropped, and first off, the tone, chef's kiss. That same slow, eerie atmosphere is front and center. We seem to be set in what looks like another abandoned urban setting. Nature creeping in, silence everywhere. From the start, we have a scream, an attack, and suddenly it's all happening again. We've got what looks like another outbreak, maybe even a mutation. Quick shots show faster infected, more chaos, and possibly a wider spread. There's this one haunting image of a quarantine zone being overrun. And the music, John Murphy's score is back, and that buildup is doing so much heavy lifting emotionally. There's a moment where a character says,
There are many kinds of death, and some are better than others.
and that gave me chills, because that's exactly what 28 Days Later felt like, with this false sense of safety before utter terror. So here's why I'm hyped. Danny Boyle hasn't touched a sequel in this franchise until now. That means he has something to say. Cillian Murphy, he's back. That's not a paycheck move, that's a passion move. And if they're bringing back the rage virus in a post-COVID world, the commentary potential is huge. Pandemics, trust, isolation, it all hits a little harder now. I really hope 28 Days Later expands the lore without losing the fear factor. I want dread, I want quiet, I want a world that feels empty before it erupts into absolute chaos. So what do you guys think? Did that trailer blow you away like it did me? Are you nervous? Excited? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get that hype train rolling. If you guys love 28 Days Later, this could be the horror event of the year. Hit that like button if you're infected with excitement, and subscribe if you haven't already for more movie breakdowns and deep dives. Until next time, stay safe, stay human, and maybe keep an eye out for that rage virus. Take care, guys.